Your hometown station, WEBO, the Jonas Brothers, 8:17, 17 minutes after 8 o'clock with Dave and Lou. Let's take a look at your AccuWeather forecast.
Well, we'll have some sunshine giving way to some clouds today with a high of 48 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy and a shower possible later on. Low around 36. And then tomorrow, rain and drizzle in the morning with a high of 49 degrees. You can't win, no way. Current temperature is 20. At least it's on the rise. Check back throughout the day for weather updates and breaking news on your hometown stations. Lou and Dave, this is the morning show.
Thank you, Lou. 8:17, 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in the studio this morning from the Tioga County Legislature, Chair of the Legislature, Martha Sauerbrey.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for coming in this morning and joining us on the morning show.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate having you here. Saturday, 2 o'clock, press conference. State of emergency declared. Schools closed for 30 days.
So walking that back a day or two,
Sure.
we've been in the planning process discussing daily events for the last week. And I was thinking that we could delay closing schools for a week at least or two. However, when the diagnosis came in that we did have one identified coronavirus person in the county, things changed. We were in contact with Yates, Steuben, Chemung, and Broome counties, talking with them. We were talking with school superintendents. Everybody kind of had a different opinion, but it was eventual. It was going to happen anyway. But with the case that we identified, we decided the most prudent thing to do would be to close immediately. Because at that time, and I still don't know who the individual is, and should they have crossed paths with someone else, we don't want any more anything happening with the kids or the school. Reduce the number of people gathering. That's called social distancing.
Social distancing.
Yes.
Lou and I do that every morning.
Every day.
Yes, you do. So anyway, that's how the state of emergency came about on Saturday, along with closing schools. So I don't know exactly what the law is, but there's something about you have to have school 180 days.
They waived that
That came with the state of emergency
from
the county.
Right.
So that's why we had to do that.
Yeah, I saw in one of the Governor Cuomo press conferences, and they've been about an hour long, and they've been daily.
Yes.
Those are just the ones that we see
Yes.
here. Waiving that 180 days so that school doesn't go, summer break doesn't turn into 10 days or whatever.
Right. So, we're on daily calls with the governor's office, conference calls, where we get the latest update. They tell us how many cases there are over the state, any new directives that come down. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the directives aren't exactly clear, and it takes a day to get the details, but we're hanging in there.
They have to make the details up still. I mean, that's how all of these things happen. It's a general idea. Even what we're doing here is a general idea,
Yes.
kind of ambiguous.
Yeah.
Some things we're telling you to do, some things we're not really telling you to do, but it's kind of a funnel. And we get to a certain point when we've worked out the details of how to tell someone how to do something, then that's that. And we move on to the next thing.
Right. Because it is a state of emergency and things are changing daily. That's one thing that I've learned about this is that things change and we have to stay tuned in.
Every state of emergency is different. The last time we had, I don't know when the last time it was we had a state of emergency, but the last thing that comes to mind quickly is the flood issue.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
That was a very physical thing. That was a real thing you can see. A
Yes.
virus, you can't see a virus.
Correct.
And every emergency, every dilemma of this kind has its own set of paths that you have to take,
Yep.
and then re-identify and define what it is you're going to do and how the people are going to be able to be taken care of. And that's what you guys on the what do you call it, the emergency committee or whatever?
Yeah.
are working at every day.
Yep.
And it changes. It changes like the weather temperature changes.
Right.
Yeah.
And some directives we get from the state. So we have to abide by those as well. But the whole thing is we want to keep all of the people we're responsible for, which is all of Tioga County, healthy and calm and taken care of. And I want to assure everyone that we are working on their best behalf, but we're going to need help from everyone to get in the game here. And that would be, if you don't feel good, stay home. Just don't even worry about it. Stay home until you kind of figure out where you're going.
Right. Yeah. We'll have to kind of figure it all out on the back end a little bit.
And fortunately, that's kind of how it works. We're meeting, as soon as I get to work, we're going to have meetings all day. We're going to try to address issues that have popped up and make some decisions. And so I will definitely communicate with you and the rest of the media to let anyone know if there's any change or anything is different.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate that. I hate to keep bringing up the flood. I'm just trying to wrap our heads around it, right? So during the flood, there was water everywhere. First thing we had to do was wait for the water to go down.
Yep.
A lot of the roads were messed up and closed. The power was out. Mm-hmm. The power's on. Roads are open. People can go wherever they want to go and travel freely, right? But schools are closed, and we're supposed to be doing sort of a self-quarantine thing if anybody's not feeling well, right?
Right. Absolutely right. And, if your kids want to go out in the backyard and play today, they should play out in the sunshine and get fresh air.
And here's my next question is, let's talk about what we can do. What is open? I mean, yeah, you can go in the backyard. That's fine. You can ride a bike in the driveway, play basketball, whatever.
Yep.
Can we go to the park?
You can go to the park. Those public places are not closed at this time. I don't have an official statement from our public health people, but I saw on TV that, yes, go let your kids play in the park. Let them just keep a distance. They can.
Social distancing, right?
Yeah,
So
social distancing.
you can take a hike.
Absolutely.
I've been told to take a hike off.
Our kids in Nashville have been hiking and walking
Sure.
the dog and
Sure.
talking with their neighbors over the fence. And
As long as I'm feeling well and I don't have symptoms,
yes.
I can go to the grocery store, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
that could be an adventure by itself.
Okay, so
And it always is anyway.
So I'm a human being, and I have to say that I had a little anxiety. Oh, what if they didn't have my favorite something or other?
Yeah, donuts.
Guess what? There's lots of food,
Right.
and they're replenishing the shelves, even toilet paper, even Clorox, even cleanser. It's there.
Even bottled water.
Lots of bottled water. But
Because-
also there's water from the faucet.
Right. Exactly. Which is perfectly fine.
It is.
There's no flood problems there. Right?
No.
I guess the thing that people should realize and understand is that there's not a shortage of food.
No.
There's only a shortage of things that people hoard or grab thinking they're not going to get enough of.
There's an excess of anxiety right now.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of that.
And that's one of the things we're trying to knock down a
Right.
little bit.
So that's I want to say something to the public here. Now, there's lots of rumors out there. You got Facebook and you got your neighbors. So I'm just asking the public to be patient and be kind to one another. If you haven't seen your neighbor in a while, maybe an elderly person, call them up, check them out. Do they need anything? And perhaps take care of that, food or water or whatever, a kind word. And then also, if for some reason your neighbor is decided to quarantine themselves, let them be.
Right.
Don't harass them. Just be kind because they're doing the right thing.
Right.
And so we want to support them in that.
Yeah. You can call them on the phone. Say you need me to leave anything on the doorstep. For
Right.
you.
Right.
Something like that.
And it's a time to be creative. It's a time to be with your family, time to dream up things that you haven't done in a long time.
Sure. I want to talk about small businesses a little bit.
Right.
I want to talk about the second thing to grocery stores is restaurants. Some states have started closing restaurants.
They have. I don't know if we.
Illinois. I'm not going to get into specifics because I'm trying to pay more attention to what we're doing here. But
Yeah.
Illinois closed down a whole bunch.
Yep.
You got St. Patrick's Day, Chicago, and
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day. Are hand in hand. California's closing bars and restaurants, things like that. Before these things happened in those states, Governor Cuomo late last week basically said, whatever your occupancy is, we're cutting it in half.
Cut it in half.
For now.
Right.
So every other table, maybe.
Yes, and I believe, I can't remember where I saw it, but some restaurants are doing that also. A couple of restaurants are, you can call them up takeout and they'll run it to your car.
Yep.
So that's the great part is people are being innovative. They're making those decisions on them by themselves.
Sure.
Takeout Tuesday, takeout Thursday, call your favorite place and say, I want this and this, and can you deliver it to my car? I'm guessing they're going to I'll tell you yes.
Want to talk about schools being closed, meals for kids. That's a big thing.
Yes, and I understand, listening to your radio broadcast, that has been addressed and is being addressed.
Correct. It has been addressed by
School.
Broome Tioga BOCES.
Yes.
Which handles a lot of the food service.
Yes.
For a
All
lot
of the
of
food
a lot
service.
of a lot of the districts. And
Yes.
they have arranged it so that food is still being made in schools.
Yes.
And it is available for pickup. You go through the drop-off line at the school district, and you can drive through without getting out of your car, and they will hand you a tray, 2 trays, 3 trays, whatever, for kids under 18.
Yep.
To make sure that they're fed. Now, we talked earlier about things being a little ambiguous, right? Mm-hmm. Most of the kids that need the meals because they're not in school, those are not in families that have cars where parents have the time to be able to get in the car and drive over to the school and get those meals and bring them back home.
So I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe that there is a plan for those kids who live rurally. But I'm not at liberty to share that because it's just rumor. But I think that they're going to look at that. And also restaurants, So this is where you come and help your neighbor.
Right. And some
kind of thing.
restaurants are stepping up.
Yeah. So I can't speak on behalf of the schools, but I'm confident that they're working on plans for those children that live in the outlying areas.
I wanted to make sure that I brought that up on behalf of our
Yeah.
listeners because
Yeah.
it is from a school district administration standpoint, it's a great solution. Okay. We're still going to cook meals. You can still come through, grab it and go. No dine in or anything like that. No lunchroom, no kids hanging out together, or sitting side by side, anything like that. But the meals are still available.
Yeah.
They're unfortunately available to the people who probably don't need them and not available to the people that do need them. That's something that I'm sure we're going to start figuring out here soon.
Right.
Too. I know in Sayre, they're doing a couple of bus runs a day just to deliver those meals to the areas that need them. So we'll see how things work here, how things evolve. And it isn't even necessarily rural areas. It can be North Avenue here, where
Could
the
be
radio
neighborhoods.
station is.
Yes.
It could be a mile away from the school district, but it's a transportation issue
Yes.
sometimes. So that's something that we're working on. We've got stuff posted on social media. The school districts do too. They've been sending out notifications through their apps when pickup times are, when drop-off times are for this, that, and the other, when you can come through and pick up meals. Also, so Chemung County is open today for schools, and then they'll be closed for 30 days. They made it so that you could come in today. The teachers and the students come in today on the bus like normal. They get all that stuff in their lockers that they always accumulate, right? They pick up their iPads, tablets, computers, whatever they normally work with if they left it at school, and they'll bring it home so that they can continue to take and complete assignments and instruction over the next 30 days. We're closed right here in Tioga County already, but school districts are making provisions in their pickup times where, again, you go through the drop-off lane and you say, student is, such and such, and we need, the coat, the gym bag, and the iPad
Sneakers,
out
yes.
of locker number XYZ.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand that's
So-
happening, and that's because I listened this morning to you.
Yeah.
So
There is that happening as well. And again, that is also on social media and myhometowntoday.com. Lewis.
There's another thing, too, we oftentimes forget about is the people that use the food pantries.
Yeah.
Tioga County Rural Ministry has set up a procedure where those who are in need of food supplies from the food pantry would call in to the TCRM. get their or place their order or tell them what they needed. TCRM, and then in turn they have a driver's list, a call list. They will call volunteers to pick up the package and deliver it to the resident.
Perfect.
For those people, using their telephone as a contact, and set the groceries on the porch. Your groceries are there. Wait until they're delivered, see that they're picked up, and then away you go.
Rural Grubhub.
Yeah, rural Grubhub.
Yeah. Actually, there's some good ideas brewing. So let me just, before we close,
Yes.
make the statement that if you don't feel good, if you really don't feel good, stay home.
Right. That's number one.
And I will tell you that if you feel like you want to see a doctor, call your doctor first. That protects yourself from going into maybe other people in a waiting room that are sitting there, or vice versa.
Yeah,
But
hospitals and doctors' offices are making different procedures for this too. If you're
Right.
there for a busted arm, because that's going to happen too. Things
Yep.
like that are going to keep happening.
yep,
They might put you in waiting room A and
sure.
Forget
Waiting
that you're
room,
there.
Yes, yes. And
not.
I will say at this point in time, we do not, meaning Tioga County, have the ability to test for the virus. The state is working on plans. We're hoping to know more later in the week. But again, things are fluid, changing. So again, if you're looking for more information, you can go to the Tioga County website on the public health page. There's all kinds of information there. There's also the 800 number to call if you have any questions. And so that's where it is today.
And it'll change.
Everything will change.
and we will update you.
Yes. So it's sort of like the flood, except
Totally
every
different.
day the water gets a little higher and the circumstances change. But the communication is important. And, we have a great community. I've seen some wonderful acts of outreach done already. Makes me very proud to be here. So we're just going to keep you in the loop and keep you informed as best we can.
It's kind of like this. If you're normally a healthy person, I don't care what age you are, and if you're doing your normal routine, continue to do your normal routine with sensitivity. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what's going on, and don't put yourself in jeopardy. A lot of times you say, I don't feel bad. I don't really feel too bad today. Maybe I'm just tired. Well, then listen to your body. Take a break and listen and see if there's anything happens. A lot of people get a little sniffles or some sinus or whatever. And the other thing I would say to people when they do that, don't panic.
Yeah.
Don't go off the deep end. Just understand that just take some time and work through this thing, and we'll all be all fine.
Right. We'll keep the information coming on your hometown station, WEBO. Hourly updates now, starting at 6 a.m., going through 6 p.m. every day. As long as we're in a state of emergency, we'll pass along the most recent information every hour. And when it changes, it will get updated. And if nothing's new, then we'll repeat what we told you last hour. So
Right. And we've got you on speed dial. So if something changes, I'll let you know.
appreciate that. Thank you. Martha Sauerbrey, Chair of the Tioga County Legislature.
Thank you.
It is 8:35. We're going to go into our 8:30 news now with Michael Baldwin here on your hometown station, WEBO.